What's going on, everybody? This is Chris Classic dropping a quick video on the couch, the man cave. So, Couch Classic is different from Car Vlog Classic. Couch Classic don't hold back. But anyway, I hope you guys subscribe to the channel, the Take It Home Podcast, where I talk about wrestling topics. I also interview pro wrestlers. And me being a professional wrestler myself, I put my matches up as Classic Alpha. Make sure you subscribe to my second channel, C3 Ultimate Wrestling. Me and my wife's professional wrestling company. I'm a professional wrestling booker as well. Subscribe to the channel. Check out some of our matches and some of our wrestlers that we have. It's an awesome time. I wanted to talk about a few topics in professional wrestling. I think I've been doing pretty good with these, so I think I want to keep it. Let's talk about Bryan Danielson. Apparently he had an injury, I want to say last night, and it was an eye injury. And I believe they said he had a cut over his eye. A lot of people believe that it is an eye injury because he has an orbital bone, but from what I'm hearing, it is bleeding. It's a cut or whatever like that. So they kind of had to change a few things in the match. This is my take on that. Bryan Danielson don't need to be in no tournament. He's already has a broken orbital bone that's trying to heal. And I understand certain times wrestling hurt. We seen Cody Rhodes wrestle with a torn pec or whatever like that. But I don't know. I think the orbital bone and the face and the skull is like a little different, especially with some of the moves that people take and the moves that we do as professional wrestlers. Uh, Bryan Danielson is one of the most valuable wrestlers that they have, and they need to do protect him by any means, and that means even protecting him from himself. Like I get it. You want to be the to help carry the company. You want to make sure everything is right, disciplinary actions and things like that. I understand that, and I definitely feel that as a booker and a promoter. But at the same time, as a booker and promoter, I have to protect the people that are with me, even if I have to protect them against themselves. I mean, there's the times where when I showed you my injury that I had 3 years ago, I was trying to finish the match, and thank God I didn't finish it because it could have made my leg worse than what it was. Bryan Danielson wrestling at not wrestling at 100% is not a good thing at all. And I don't even like saying people are injury prone and stuff like that because some people just work hurt, but it's always something consistent with Bryan Danielson. I know this is his like final year as a full time wrestler and things like that, but I don't think that he needed to be in this tournament. I mean, the guy is literally putting his body and soul in it, and a lot of people are saying, well, maybe WWE was right by not wanting him to wrestle as much. And I understand he had other guys he wanted to wrestle, and he didn't want to hold back, and he want to leave on his own terms as far as wrestling. But you know, we only get one body in his life, and let alone this business. So I hope everything works out for him and stuff like that. I don't think he needs to wrestle every week. I think he should be a special attraction on pay-per-views or anything like that, if some certain shows or whatever like that. But I don't think that he needs to wrestle every show. I don't. I think they need to try to develop somebody that can be consistent on wrestling every week and things like that. And I don't think it should be him. I think we should all cherish Bryan Danielson for who he is and what he contributes to wrestling. But I also think we should also preserve his longevity in the business, even though he's about to leave. I just don't want to see him leaving on a bad note because he puts 150% in all of his matches, and you can definitely see that. So that's my first topic I wanted to talk about. Like even then, it's just like he's looking like Solid Snake from Metal Gear Solid now because the orbital bone and the hair back and everything like that. Like I'm just waiting for Otacon to call him and tell him to stop. But going to the next topic, there's reports that Triple H and a lot of other guys, they're like kind of a little upset because fans receive Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits as good guys when they've been doing evil and nefarious things. So this is my take on it, right? First of all, I love that Bobby Lashley is getting love and admiration from the crowd. I think this is a guy that was here for a while. He left, and then he did some things in MMA, was successful in MMA, and was also successful in Impact Wrestling. I think Impact Wrestling showed WWE how you're supposed to make a monster out of Bobby Lashley. And then when he came back, I think he's, for the most part, has done great things, except when he was managed by Leo Rush. Not the fact that he was managed by Leo Rush made it a bad thing. It was when they had the man bending over, slapping his backside and stuff like that. The storyline with Lana and Rusev, who is now CJ Perry and Miro and AEW, that was something we definitely didn't need because we memed the mess out of that. But going back into it, he was supposed to have a match with Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania, and then it was scrapped. And then when he finally did come back with the Street Profits and stuff, people was happy. They was excited to see Bobby. So I think that Bobby is just a treasure in WWE that people are happy to see. They're happy to see him or whatever like that. He's like 45, 46, whatever, and he's, looks good. A lot of people want to see this guy, and just like Bobby, sometimes it is what it is. It's like even like Jeff Hardy, right? Jeff Hardy is like still one of the most popular wrestlers because people want to see him and they want to pay to see him and things like that. And I think Bobby is just reaching that pinnacle in his career. And people love the Street Profits. Like people love Montez Ford. They love Dawkins. I think even with Ford, they love his wife Bianca Belair. So it's like it's kind of hard for people to just find something like even though they're doing something bad and jumping people, and then the people that y'all putting them up against, I don't want to say that people don't care, but people know they may just pull through with it with success with only a few losses. Like they was feuding with the LWO, and then now they basically broke up because Ray is hurt and Escobar is attacking everybody else in the group. So then now it's the Braun Brutes, and I'm like, y'all had them going against Butch. Come on, man. Like we know what's gonna happen with that. This is me. If y'all wanted people to boo Bobby and the Street Profits, I would have them go after Randy Orton because Randy Orton is very still popular. People are happy to see him back. So I know he just signed with SmackDown. So I know he's trying to go after Roman and the bloodline and things like that. But now you can say, oh, well, the Street Profits, they'll jump him or whatever and say, hey, nah, you got a bigger fish. You got to worry about us before you do anything else. Back of the line. You do that. I promise you. If Bobby attacks Randy, one, people want to see this match. People want to see this match. I know they wrestled before. I know before Big E cashed in on Bobby for his championship. I believe he went against Orton, and it was a decent match from what I remember. But y'all can go through this because y'all are capitalizing on Randy's popularity, and I believe that people will probably be upset, especially if the Street Profits and even Bobby Lashley jump Randy. I think y'all can go back to that and rekindle, have Randy get his lick back against Bobby or whatever like that, and then you can go from there. I truly think that will work because I doubt Punk is even signing in SmackDown since Randy is there. Most likely Punk will be on Raw, but that's what I would do. Something like that just to see if people will react to Bobby the same way. I would sell that they was attacking his back that he had surgery on. They doing certain things, doing certain moves to his back. I would target his back so people will, get upset because he left for about a year and a half for that injury, his back injury. So that's exactly how I would have Bobby Lashley. People try to hate them if you want people to hate them. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would do. Um, I want to also talk about Peacock. Peacock is a streaming service that's Peacock is the streaming service that WWE is on. So you watch the PLEs and things like that. So even though they gained a lot of subscribers, they lost like billions of dollars. And this goes into what I was saying about streaming services is that when you start a streaming service and when you do a streaming service, you're gonna lose a lot of money. Now I didn't think they was gonna lose billions, but this is what it is. You're going to lose that, and then you may lose more because of everything with the SAG after strike and the strikes with the writers and Hollywoods and stuff like that. Because people want their credits and they want their ducats, so you may lose more from that because of streaming services and things like that. You have properties and TV shows and stuff under productions that's worth millions of dollars and things like that, and then you're having like just one customer pay $9 or $10 for it a month. That your turnaround is going to be very, very slow. And then even though a lot of us harp on not having cable, like I don't have cable or whatever like that, people still have cable. Some people still watch stuff live. They want to watch it live. They don't want to wait until it hits a streaming service. Some people still want to watch it. They'll go through the commercials and things like that. The older generation, they're not trying to do nothing with streaming services and everything. I can see it being the wave, but you do see a lot of streaming services like working with other streaming services because there's no profit. For example, you can watch some Marvel movies on Netflix, and they used to be on Netflix until Disney Plus came in and had their own streaming service. And even then, when Disney Plus is around, they losing billions, and they was losing billions their first year. This is the thing that I'm saying. You're going to lose money before you gain any money with a streaming service. Stuff that was on Hulu and HBO Max and stuff like that. That stuff's going to Netflix too. Like Netflix is like the streaming king of this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that these companies, these streaming services are going out of business, but they know they have to understand they have to work with dang near each other. Sort of like cable. Sometimes there's shows that have the same show that they can air, like reruns of The Big Bang Theory, Wayans Brothers, old school stuff, Family Matters, all of these things. You have to work within each other because the streaming service business, you're going to lose money before you gain it because streaming service is not just the only way to watch TV and watch movies and stuff. You know, I don't know a lot of people that watch movies and DVDs and Blu-rays who goes out to buy them, but you do have some people that still collect them, and some people that the red box is still here. People rent stuff. Some people still do these kind of things. So when people fully commit to streaming services, I think that's when you will get like your money back. I didn't think it was gonna be billions or whatever like that. But then again, I can only speak on the WWE side on the Peacock because I don't really watch anything else on Peacock besides the PLEs. But even from then, they took away a lot of stuff that they deemed offensive, and some of the times I don't like the how it looks. I don't like the layout. I'm not a fan of the layout of fast forward and trying to find certain things. The network was doing so great with things that they would actually cut chapters, like how YouTube does, right? They cut chapters. You can cut chapters in your video so you can go to where you could go to it. So you don't have to try to guess where you want to start something at. And the network was doing great with that. And I wish that Peacock would take ideas from that and use it for it as well. Oh, the library of older stuff, it's a lot, but some of it is still not there. So I definitely understand if I'm going through that as a wrestling fan, I can definitely see other people who are looking at other shows going through the same thing as well. So that's uh that's my take on a couple topics. What do you guys think? Do you think that Bryan Danielson should take a break? What would you do to make people not like Bobby Lashley? Can you make anybody like like not like Bobby Lashley or the Street Profits? And how do y'all feel about your streaming services? Let me know. I hope you guys are having a great day. This is Chris Classic. Stay at home.